So welcome. My name is Natasha Nurse. I'm super excited to be here with you. I'm the brand ambassador of StyleForIt. And what is that? That is an online consignment platform, really, that is all dedicated to us plus size women. Woohoo! Super exciting. And what can you do? You can buy and you can sell plus size clothing sizes 12 to 32. So that's a phenomenal range, right? Because why? There's a lot of us girls, we come in all these different sizes, and there aren't that many companies or brands and or platforms dedicated to us, but StyleForIt is here for you. You can buy clothing that is previously worn. You can buy new clothing. You can open up your own shop and sell clothing. And what does that mean? Moolah, guys. How do we make money with what's already in our home? So that is phenomenal, which really made me excited to be a part of this platform and this movement that they're starting, because there's so many of us that have so much clutter in our home with things that still have tags on it, right? And so that is unnecessary. You should be clearing out your closet, making room for things that you need, and making money off of things that's already hanging in your closet. So that's what StyleForIt is. I will share in the comments section here so that you guys have that. Make sure you visit StyleForIt.com and check it out. You know, there's things that I'm selling on there. There are things that I've bought, Michael Kors things specifically. And why did I like doing that? A, because I support the brand, but then B, the pricing is super affordable. So if you're interested in also getting some really cool brand names with a little bit less pricing, right, where it's more affordable for you, go to StyleForIt.com, right? So I'm going to pin that in the comments so you have that. And then a little bit more about me. Again, I mentioned my name's Natasha Nurse. I do a lot of things, guys. So I'm the co-owner and co-founder of Dressing Room 8, which is a coaching and consulting platform specifically designed for working with women entrepreneurs, creatives, and also just women in their careers who are looking for innovation in their personal life, in their career. What do I primarily do with Dressing Room 8? So definitely blogging. I do blog. I've been blogging for, oh gosh, maybe 8+ years now. I haven't even kept track, to be honest. It's been so long. It's been a fun journey though. So I definitely do blogging. You can go on to dressingroom8.com. I will put that in the comments so you can definitely connect with me and want to connect with Natasha. And I'll also put my my handle so you guys can connect with me here on Facebook. And then with that, in addition to blogging, I do social media content. I'm a brand ambassador for StyleForIt. And oh gosh, I do a lot of media stuff. I'm the lifestyle editor plus Model Magazine. I'm a podcaster on a podcast called Woke and Free. I am a radio host, the host of Our Voices on 90.3 WHPC. I do a lot of public speaking. Just in the last I want to say 3 weeks, I've spoken at 3 other conferences. And I'm going to be speaking at my next conference tomorrow, the Get Shit Done Summit 2018. So, I do a lot. And essentially my message really is to help women be more confident in who they are in this world, what do they want to do in their career, how do they want to grow their business, and also the type of presentation that they're making in this world. Because as you know, as a bigger body, I've been plus size my entire life, and people judge us, right? There's terrible fat stigma in this country. And what can we do, right? What can we do to attack this? So you can't control what other people say or do, but you can control what you say, what you do, how you feel, right? These are all things within our control. So a part of that is our fashion and what we're wearing and how we're presenting ourselves. So I've always really loved fashion because it's been a haven for me. So, that's really kind of the origin story of why I got started with Dressing Room 8 and why I work with really great brands like StyleForIt. So let me just put this in the comment section, guys, and then we will get started. That should be it, right? Yes. Okay. So just want to make sure that that's working so that we are all good to go. People have my contact information. Yeah. So DressingRoommate.com is me. You can reach out, Natasha Nurse. StyleForIt. Guys, we're here because of StyleForIt. So, tonight's going to be a really fun conversation. Don't let just this fall on deaf ears. If you're interested in being a blogger, what else you need to do in addition to watching this video and joining this conversation? Ask questions. Please, please, please. I'm here to serve you in any way possible. So please ask me questions. You can totally interrupt me. It's totally fine. I'm very much a conversationalist. So yes, I can get up and talk for hours on hours. Ask my husband. He knows, right? But feel free to ask me as many questions as you want as we go along in the conversation, because there are different things that I want to hit. So shared who I am, shared a little bit about StyleForIt. Go to StyleForIt.com. Woohoo! Right? Okay. Now let's get to the program for tonight, or today rather. I don't know what time zone you're in, but I want to be respectful of all the day and the evening folks that tune in. And if you watch this on the replay, please also, if you have questions, put in the hashtag replay and then ask your questions so that I can come back in here and I can answer your questions. Okay. So first, how to become a fashion blogger. I like, as a dressing roommate, has 8 in it. When I give tips and stuff, I like to, the power of the number 8 has really great significance for me as well as my company. And I think that it's great things to think about. Sometimes you can do things in 4 tips, 6 tips, but tonight I'm going to give you guys 8 tips. I'm giving you so much content. So also feel free to take notes, right? And again, if you want me to repeat something, just say, hey, Tasha, repeat. Okay. Number 1 thing to think about as a fashion blogger, intention. Guys, so I don't know if you knew I was going to say that, but I'm going to explain why. Intention is everything. Jim Carrey says it. Intention in life is everything, but specifically, if you're going to invest, and this is something that is not only investment in your time and money, but it's your energy. Right? Because you're creating this whole platform for yourself and for the world that you're going to be sharing it with, right? So intention, why do you want to be a fashion blogger? And I want you to be very specific about the answer. So meaning the answers that I usually hear for people who are like, oh, I want to be a fashion blogger. They say, I like fashion. I like dressing up. I like taking cute pictures on the gram. That's fabulous. But why do you specifically want to have a blog about fashion? What is your specific narrative that you're sharing with the world? So I can give you an example. So for Dressing Roommate, my blog, it started primarily talking about fashion as a tool of empowerment. And then I grew it to a lifestyle blog because I talk about other things like mindset, like travel, like health. I have guest contributors. So it's grown in the reach and the content that I'm distributing, but the primary focus was not to just talk about fashion because it's like, ooh, this is a cute dress and da da da. And there's value for that in the world. There are people that are tuning in to that content because they too want that cute dress. They want that cute pants, right? That's totally fine for them. That wasn't my style, right? That's not my vibe as a writer. My vibe is to talk about taking a concept and having application in the world. That's the type of way that I think, as well as the type of content I wanted to distribute in this world. So I encourage you to be very clear and very precise about your intention. So I can give another example, just so we have examples. And if you don't know what your intention is, please put that in the comments so maybe I can help you as you're kind of getting started. And also, if you have a blog and you're like, Tasha, okay, well, I have a blog. Maybe you want to grow your blog. If you have questions about growing and you're not in the startup stage, please put those comments in here as well, okay? So maybe you are a person who says, I like fashion and I think I have great style. I maybe want to have a blog that talks about fashion styling, say you're plus size, right? For women sizes 14 and up, and they live in a metropolitan city. And so styling for a career, like styling, maybe you want to speak to people in a professional arena. Maybe you want to speak to BOPO people. Maybe you want to speak to creatives or people in kind of a really unique, creative or startup culture, right? Maybe you're Yours is styling for your life. And so here are great brands to shop at. Here are places that I shop at, right? And so you're really focusing on the detail of the fashion itself. You're going to go and talk about the actual materials of the clothing. You're going to talk about pricing. You're going to talk about feasibility of where you can get this, right? You're going to also talk about maybe the differences between getting clothing online, going in person. Maybe you also might have a segment on there are blogs that are just dedicated to thrifting. So they're really talking about fabrication and the materials, but from a cost reduced price point, right? They say, I love fashion, but I refuse to buy anything above $50. There are absolutely people like that, right? If that's you, raise your hand, give me some love. Let me know that that's you, right? But is that your blog, right? Is that what you want to focus on? So just being very clear. And I would encourage you with this intention that you're going to write down. Yes, I said write down. I am that old school chick. Absolutely. Now for all y'all digital enhanced folk, if you want to write on your tablet and your phone, live your life. That's totally fine. But I do want written words down. Because why? Because there's power in words, whether we speak it or whether we write it. And so I want you to put the intention out to the universe and be very clear as you design your blog. You're creating kind of a roadmap for yourself. So that's the importance of writing this down. All right. So intention. Why do I want to be a fashion blogger? And what is my specific voice going to be adding to this community? Because it's a very large community, guys. There's new blogs every single day, every single week. Are there new fashion blogs frequently? Absolutely. How are you differentiating yourself? Based on your specific intention. So that's rule number one, or tip number one. Second, where's your blog going to be at, right? So I like to think of it as housing. Where's the home of my blog? And so there are different platforms. I'm a WordPress gal. I like WordPress for dressing roommate. I like WordPress for my podcast, Woke and Free. So I'm going to be biased and I'm going to throw that out there. I encourage you to check out WordPress.com. Are there other platforms? Absolutely. You know what you should do? This is tip, which essentially this is like an advice that can go for all of the tips that I'll be discussing tonight. Research. Woohoo! Anytime you have a question in this world, the first person you should go to, or the first thing you should go to, is the Google machine. They spend a lot of money creating this machine for us, guys, and they're constantly upgrading and adding. Go to Google, and you know what you should type in? What are the best blogging platforms for 2018, right? And so you'll see WordPress. You might see all these other different people like Weebly, people like Wix. There's all these different housing opportunities for where your blog will be. You guys got to decide. You've got to decide where you want. I'm WordPress. Most websites that are built on a daily basis are WordPress-based websites. So I encourage you to check out WordPress. There is a free option and then there's the paid option. So you have to decide again how much money you want to throw behind this, and that's going to really speak to tip number 4 that I'll get to. But I encourage you to go check out WordPress.com, check it all out. Okay. Next is the hosting. So we think, first, intention. What am I writing about? Why am I doing this? Why am I putting energy towards this? Your specific intention, your specific voice that you're putting out to the world. Next, where is it? What type of platform am I going to be using? So that's where the WordPress piece of the conversation come in, or any other platform you decide works best for you. Maybe you're going to have a shopping element. So you need a platform that's really shopping, kind of Shopify friendly, all that good stuff, right? So you have to figure it all out, but that's the Google machine. You do some research and you will totally get it there. Okay. Next, now this is technically like, if you want to be more technical, of housing, like where will it live? Essentially what I'm talking about is your URL, like who's going to be, essentially what servers are going to be holding your website and making sure that it's live and available. So there's a lot of different hosting sites that you can check out. 2 recommendations for you. So guys, write this down. First, oneandone.com is really great. I think we use that for my podcast. So Definitely check that out. I use that for something, I forget. But then second, siteground.com is another one. But oneandone.com, siteground.com, check those out. They offer hosting services. You should definitely check that out. Okay? So oneandone.com and siteground.com. Those are places, yes, Woke and Free has joined the conversation. Woohoo! Yeah, baby. So we're really getting lit tonight. I love it. So definitely check that out. Okay. So I'm going to keep like kind of recapping because I know our attention spans, guys, we're like, wait, what? Number one, intention. Number two, what type of platform do you want to create? Do you want a WordPress website? Do you want a Weebly? Do you want a Wix? What do you want? Third, hosting. Who's going to be making sure the site is live? Suggestions, oneandone.com and siteground.com. Now, the fourth tip is strategy. And this, guys, ladies and gentlemen, and any pronoun you use, this is the kicker, right? Because in addition to the intention that you're creating for your blog, what's super important, you have to be very strategic about this platform. And I want you to think of what you're building as more than just a website, right? It's a blog is kind of an entree into something else, right? Because you can use this as kind of a digital footprint in the world that takes you onto hosting, to being an author, to, being a part of another company. Like it's something that it can lead to something else, right? So really we're building a platform for ourselves. It's more than just the blog, right? But if that overwhelms you, take a step back and say, okay, just the blog. I'm very intense and I'm very much like, okay, well, we're doing this, but what are we doing 10 years from now, right? Like always future forward kind of a planner, but you know yourself. So you have to decide, how much, intensity you put towards this. And so strategy. So there's a couple of things I want you to think about when it comes to this. Design, right? How do you want it to visually look? It being your blog itself, the website. So when people are scrolling down, they've arrived at www.fabulousfashion.com, right? Or Plus and Fabulous, right? Whatever your URL is that you decide. And again, if you go through oneandone.com or siteground.com, they have these packages that can help you with getting the website and getting the name and all of that. And that's going to be a part of strategy. The naming, getting your URL address, like the www. What is that going to be for you? Also logo. Some people invest in creating a logo for their website. So that all comes within the strategy conversation. Visually, how does it look? What is the naming of it? Are there other blogs out there with a similar name? Did I double check to make sure that if I say Curvy Fab Plus, that there isn't Curvy Plus Fab right out there, so that people don't get confused and people can find your blog easily. And it's not the URL address isn't so long or it's not so confusing, right? We want simplicity. You always, and this is like a sales principle, right? You really want to make sure that it's super easy to find you. It's super easy to consume you. It's super easy to understand what you're doing in this world. Don't make it difficult. Don't give people a reason to say no. Don't give people a reason to reject you, right? Make it super easy so it's no excuse, right? Curvyfit.com. Fit, fabulous, fun, right? Like whatever you want to name it as, go ahead and name it that. Reserve that, get that all, through, like I said, go through the hosting so that you can get it all together, get the email with it, right? So it's your name at, get that professional email system with it, get the whole package and invest in yourself so that you really are tying up things beautifully with a fabulous fashion bow, theoretically speaking. And then once we move from that space of like designing, getting URL, logo, all of that good stuff, then the next piece of the strategy, and this is something, the next two things I'm going to talk about are ongoing conversations. So this is where I see people fall off because everyone's hot and ready in the beginning. They're like, listen, I'm excited. I'm doing this, right? And then 6 months later, you're like, this is a lot of work. First of all, I don't have time. Commit to what you're putting out in the world, or pivot, right? And figure out the way that you need to change things. But really try to commit to the next two things being posting schedule how often will people see new content on your blog? And then also social media scheduling, right? And your social media schedule and your posting schedule need to what? They need to talk to each other. They need to be in tune with each other. Meaning you might post on social media every single day, but will you have a blog every single day? Maybe, maybe not. Maybe you're the blogger. Again, there are some very successful bloggers that have 3 to 5 posts, 3 to 10 posts a day. Then there are also some blogs that are super successful that have posts 4 times a month. There are some blogs that have 2 posts a month. There's some blogs that are once a month, right? Like you've got to decide the frequency of how many times people are consuming the blog content in addition to what? Whatever else you have on your site. So when we think about design, are we literally just thinking about the blog? No, there are other pages, right? Your About You page. Maybe you have a product or a service that you're selling to, and that's going to go to my monetization tip. So I'll leave that for that. But you know, there are many pages most likely that you're going to have on your blog. So when you design it, maybe even think about storyboarding it, meaning take a piece of, I'm old school guys. So take a piece of paper, turn it horizontally, and kind of draw this out, right? I want a home page. I want an about me page. I want to, fun facts about me page, maybe, right? Maybe you want to have a selling page. Maybe if you open up your shop on StyleForIt.com, you want to upload and bring in some of the items you have selling on your shop on your page as a fashion blog. That would make sense, right? Exactly. So you guys, you have the freedom to design the blog exactly how you want to, but you've got to what? You've got to strategize. It doesn't just, again, this is not intuitive. This is something that takes time. And if you really enjoy this content that we're doing, and we are getting very tactical today, so if you're like, Natasha, first of all, thank you. But secondly, can we do this again? Can we talk specifically about something else? Please put that in the comment section so I know, because as the brand ambassador, I will go back and I will talk to the company and say, hey, we should be doing content on this, that, and the other. This is what the people are asking for. I'm here to serve, guys. So let your girl know. But okay, so we really want to get very tactical in this strategy session. And again, I don't want you to get so caught up in the planning that you don't act, because that's a common excuse that a lot of people say, oh, well, I can't do the website yet because it's not perfect. Listen, listen. You've got to act, right? You've got to kind of move forward with things. So give yourself, I would say, in this strategy piece that you're up to, really give yourself a deadline. So we're here in November. Woohoo, guys. I hope you guys are excited for a Turkey Day that's coming up. We're here in November. We're getting close to the end of the year. If this is something that you're tuning into because you say, you know what, 2019 is the year that I'm launching my blog. When are we launching it? Are we launching it on January 1st? Are we launching it February 1st? Are we launching it March? Are we, pick a date and pick a time. I want you to get very specific. Why? The universe is very specific in how it answers us. So we need to be very specific with what we put out into this world. I want to launch my blog on this date. Why? Because what you can also do is you can create even a landing page, and you can start to kind of get people to sign up for, maybe you'll have a newsletter thing. I've definitely seen that where people say, are you excited for the blog, for when curvymadness.com launches, on January 8th. Sign up here to join our newsletter and stay up to date. So you can, if you create that specific date that you want to launch it, you can let the world know and get people excited and create a sense of kind of excitement and this exclusivity, like, ooh, well, not everyone knows about it, right? So I want to know about it. You can build a following from literally creating a new thing in this world. So it's super exciting, and you can get as innovative and creative with this as you like, but I encourage you to strategize. So in addition to that, another thing I'll just put out there, because there are some, rules and legal obligations that people should keep in mind, and that will speak more. I'll speak a lot more probably on the monetization piece of it, but also learn and figure out kind of what's going on in the blogging world as you're strategizing and you're thinking about things. For instance, if you have, like, say with a fashion blog, maybe you have clothes donated to you from brands, you need to disclose that. The FCC wants those types of disclosures on blogs. So there's rules and information out there that you can Google and learn about that, right? And learn what are kind of the rules of engagement that bloggers should think about. And so you should learn that and kind of keep a list of those resources for yourself, because that is that's strategy that you have to employ. And maybe it's an ongoing conversation, but that's so much of our lives, right? Is an ongoing conversation with things. So there's that. And then also with the social media scheduling, I would advise there are social media apps like that scheduler apps that you can look into. Again, is that an investment in you? Yeah, it is an investment in you and your platform. So you can think about that. Maybe you feel like at this moment you can handle literally posting on Facebook, and you can advance schedule in Facebook. So that's really cool for free. But maybe for Twitter and Instagram, you want to look and think about all of that good stuff. So just, oh yeah, thank you. Thank you, Woken Free. So Woken Free, woohoo! So added, some blogging rules and things to check out. So thank you. That's important, guys. It's really important to think about rules of engagement in anything in life, right? So just think about that. And I would just advise, if I were to give you a recommendation, when it comes to your posting schedule and your social media schedule, it needs to match what, or be in tune with what? Your life. Right? So there's a lot of people who are like, well, I want a blog every day. Well, does your life afford you the opportunity to not only write them, but, maybe you also are a part of affiliate networks, which if you've never heard of that, I will share, shareasale.com is a really great affiliate network that you can join. But there's like Commission Junction. There's, I always say their name wrong, like Ratikuin or something like that. If you want more information, please put that in the comment section. I'm happy to share my affiliate networks that I'm a part of and kind of give you that advice. But those things go into blogs as well. So it's a kind of thing where it's like embedded codes, essentially, is what I'm talking about. So if you ever gone on a website and you ever see something that says like hungry, or this is only $9.99, that like stuff like that, if you click on it, it then takes you to this website. And if you actually look at the URL, you'll see like the website, and then like at the end of the backslash, it'll be like, affiliate AFF network, like that. That's what I'm talking about. It's essentially links that allow you to make money when people click on it, or when people click on it and then go and purchase on that other site. So though that's something to think about, that's a monetization thing. But again, how much time it takes you to write a blog post, it probably will take longer in the beginning, and you'll learn your style and your groove a little bit more, and you'll be able to shorten up that time. But really, I would say even at this stage, and I've been writing and blogging for a while, I don't think I can get through a blog post faster than like an hour, maybe an hour and a half. Like it's like that's, so it takes time, because I'm kind of creating, thinking about it, editing, putting in my affiliate links, putting in pictures, putting in photo credits, right? And really thinking about also, do I want like any moving GIFs, right? Animation in there, right? How creative and how animated your blog post is under your control. But again, strategy, got to think about that. Woo, we are running out of time soon. Okay. So think about how often you're going to post, make it be in tune with your life. And then also social media. How many times, and what I mean by social media, say your blog is curvyfabulousfit.com, right? Now you're going to go get what? Curvy Fabulous Fit handles on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. If you're like reaching the younger audience, probably Snapchat too. And then I would also encourage YouTube, if you plan to have any video content that you'd want to have like kind of a wonderful layout of videos that you can have in one spot that you can also integrate into your blog as well. So that's a branding thing, right? So if we have curvyfitfabulous.com, then we want that handle in all of our social media, and you're going to be posting original content, your own thoughts, as well as hopefully you guys are sharing. Sharing is caring. Share articles of people, other bloggers that you like, blogger news, fashion news, StyleForIt news, right? Like it's an opportunity to build a community on social media that will That will drive traffic to the website, your blog itself as well. So that's a lot. Next, and we'll go a little bit over just because it's like really good content, and I want to make sure that you guys have what you need to be really successful as a fashion blogger. Next, guest blogging. I don't know if you even thought of that, but just because you're creating your own platform, your own blog, doesn't mean that you can't write on other people's blogs. No, of course you should. Why should you? You're building your own repertoire in this universe and I consider blogging the internet like a universe within itself, right? You have to get your name out there. If you want people to tune into you, well, what are you doing in this world? Where are you at? So think of it as kind of being your own PR agent, essentially, and go get on, even if you're in the works of building your own blog, start guest blogging, start building up some press for yourself and say why. You can then have, maybe you've written on 5 other blogs. You can now have an as seen on your own blog, and people can start to get used to your name, your content, your messaging. So that's another tip. Also networking, guys, that's going to be really critical. If you caught the last StyleForIt live session with me and Faith Costa, she named like that as like her number one thing that helped her grow as a writer and a model and entrepreneur. So networking is important. So go ahead and go to vistaprint.com, invest in your business cards. And then also, I don't know if you guys are on LinkedIn. If you're not, get on LinkedIn. There's like 500 plus million people on there. It's the professional networking site of choice. Get on there. You can network on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. You can network anywhere, but LinkedIn is literally designed for that. And they have an option where, like, say you're at an event and say you don't have your business cards printed yet, or you're like, no, Natasha, I don't want to do it. That's your business. I recommend it. But if you don't, LinkedIn has an option where you can scan your like QR code kind of thing. And that way you can exchange your profiles with other people while you're at an event. And or they have an option where, as long as you have your Bluetooth on, I think, you can search like people nearby, and then you can find people and you can connect with them. You add them as your connections, and then what? You can go and talk to them, share your blog, set up a time to talk. Maybe there's a way for you to collaborate. Networking is going to be a great way to funnel and distribute out your blog, but also build relationships, because this is now the next piece, monetization. Guys, I'm all for writing just for the pure art of writing. If that's what you're about, love you, do you, boo. What do a lot of other people want to do? They want to do something, but they want to get paid. Right? Like, real talk. We want to get paid, right? So that's cool. It's going to take some time with blogging. It's not always immediate. It depends though, right? Maybe you have a following in another segment of your life. Maybe you're a professional artist. You're a professional athlete. You've done something where you've already started to build a tribe around you. So now what can you do? You can leverage that onto this new blog that you're creating. And if that's you, dope, love it, kill it, right? And if it's not you and you're totally like, oh man, I only have 100 friends on Facebook, I have to build. You're in startup, like very green space. That's cool too. Why? Because anyone can build a following. Anyone can build something for themselves. They just have to believe that it's possible, and they're willing to do the damn work, right? So they're willing to follow these tips and make it happen. They're getting out here and they're networking like you don't even know what, because I'm telling you, networking is everything. So including guest blogging, stuff like that, that's a form of networking. It's a form of connecting with other people. So I encourage you to think about when you're in that strategy tip, right? When we're strategizing, we're trying to figure out what this blog is going to be to the world. It's not just the content, right? The content is fabulous, but what else are we doing if we want to get paid? How are we monetizing? So I talked a little bit about affiliate networks, which is an opportunity for you to join a network, right? And what you do is you submit your information, how many people are visiting the blog, and then also, what you plan to do with this network, meaning are you putting these links on the blog itself and people can click and they can buy and you'll earn money that way? Are you loading up these links into your newsletters? Maybe you're sending newsletters, right? So you talk to the networks, and I recommend ShareASale. That's like my go-to network that I use. There are different ones, but I recommend that one. And then and then also StyleForIt, I believe, will have some more information about theirs that they're going to be doing. So stay tuned for that as well. But ShareASale is like a really just an easy way. You get signed up, and it's free to join as an influencer. And you then what? You'll have these opportunities to join like there are different companies and brands in that network that say, hey, do you want to rep us, right? So it's kind of like repping these brands. Say Nike's on there, say, and I'm not sure if Nike's on there, but like say you pick a brand and they're on there, you click to apply to kind of be a rep for them. And then what happens is they'll give you banners, they'll give you these, you can do custom links and you can have a customized URL, right? Where then if people click on it, and again, some affiliate networks, if they click, you just by clicking, you earn money, right? Or they click and purchase, then you earn money. Then, you have to figure out what you're looking for. But that's one form of making money through the blog. Another form is what? Services. So maybe I talked a little bit earlier about being a stylist or really kind of owning styling as in addition to fashion. Maybe you want to what? Offer styling services. So that would be something you could totally create on the website with what? Another page, and you can lay out pricing. You can create a contact form, meaning people have to talk to you on an individual basis, and you set up the pricing because if, you don't want that public, you can do it that way. So services. What's another thing, guys? Digital products. Who here has ebooks? Who wants to create guides? Those are things you can give for free, but you can also monetize and you can charge people for them. Or you can do like a free sample, want the full thing, pay me the $9.99, $5.99, right? Whatever you're doing. But again, just think about how am I monetizing? Because there's a lot of really cool blogs out there. There's a lot of really cool website and web content out there. But the biggest thing that I have seen where people get frustrated and they drop off and they stop building out this platform is what? They're not making enough money. We have to make money. I love Kevin Hart from Shark Tank because that, whenever he doesn't understand how people are making money, he always does this like, how are we making money? Right? It's super dramatic and it's super weird and I love it because he's so right. Because it's like, again, unless you're independently wealthy and you don't need money or you're not a fan of money, then if you are like other people, the majority of people on the folks of this world, people want to make money. They want to do good things, but they also want to get paid. So how do we bridge and converge those two things? You have to actually sell. And the idea of like, well, I don't really like selling. I don't want to ask people for money. Then you're going to struggle. I'm just going to straight out tell you that. You're going to struggle. So you have to what? It has to go back to the beginning tip. Intention. What am I doing here? If I'm talking about fashion for the pure love of fashion, I don't give a hoot about making any money from it. Even if I have 1 million people coming to my website, I don't care. Fine, that's you. But if I love fashion, but I'm looking to have this be an opportunity to earn $500 a month. Well, maybe you'll have affiliate networks. Maybe you'll be a part of affiliate network and you'll have these codes embedded in your posts. Maybe you'll have some style guides that you sell. Maybe you'll also even do sponsored posts, right? Where brands can work with you and pay you to have a certain post where you're promoting this specific brand for X amount of money. Usually the money that you'll get paid will be linked to how much of a following you've built on the blog itself, on the social media handles, right? There's a lot that goes into that. So you have to, and then how do I know how much to charge? Google machine, right? Or me, right? You can ask me. I can give you my thoughts on it as well. And there are resources out there, if you find through the Google machine, that kind of give you kind of ranges of people who have 1,000 followers or less. They earn this, 10 million more or that, like it. And also, well, what if I'm having X amount of people visit the blog? From a monetization piece, how much can I charge, right? So the numbers game, it's fluid. It's definitely fluid. I want to say it's not rigid. So you have to decide what kind of influencer, and that puts you kind of in the influencer stage. Then how much you want to charge and where you want to go with that. But again, these are all things that are going to be ongoing conversations. Why? Because as you build your blog, you get more people on social. You get more people visiting the blog every single day. Hopefully, right? All God's willing plan goes forward. And then it's a good conversation. It's an interesting kind of dilemma that you start to find yourself in. And how many brands do you want to work with? Do you want to even work with brands, right? Do you want to stick with just fashion brands? Do you want to dive into beauty? Do you want to dive into technology? Do you want to dive into other things, right? And so the monetization, I really encourage you to be flexible in how you view it, as well as creative and what you're selling and how you're going about making money. But you absolutely can make money from this. I tell you this because I've done it, right? I could never tell and give advice for things that don't apply to me in my life because I'm not that kind of a influencer. I'm not that kind of a person. So if I can do it, there's no reason why it can't work for you. But you've got to decide, what do you want? How are you going to go about it? How are you presenting yourself? How are you pitching? If you want me to talk about pitching this and stuff like that, if that would be helpful for you, please put that in the comments, because I definitely do a lot of work with that as a coach for the people that I work with in this space, as well as just whatever business they're doing. Pitching is an important part of this, right? So let me know, okay? And then the last piece of this conversation, and thanks for bearing with me, I know we're a little bit over time, would be what's next. I stated earlier in this conversation that a blog is like the entree. What do I mean by that? If you're having success with this, if you're enjoying this piece and you're like, yes, I want to do more. Well, what are other things you could do? Maybe you model, maybe you host, maybe you collaborate and get into event production, right? The blog and the following and the tribe that you're building from this can go in any direction you want it to go. It can go in directions that you can't even fathom for yourself. But the first step is what? Just creating this space for you. And that's exactly what you're doing. You're creating space for yourself in an existing community and an existing industry. And it's super exciting and it's a hell of a lot of work. But there are tools and tips and apps that you can start to learn how to streamline things, right? Like scheduling posts, scheduling social media posts, blog posts. You know, maybe you add on people who are going to contribute so you get more content without sweating off your back on it, right? Like lots of different ways to think smartly and to effectuate what you're trying to do out here in this world. So I gave you a lot, ladies and gentlemen, and everyone in between. I hope you really enjoyed it. I had a blast talking about it because it's something that after this, I most likely will go do stuff on my own blog, right? And work and speak with other bloggers. But lasting tips, I would encourage you to think about the following. First, why am I doing this? Is this something that I'm doing for just the pure art of it? Or do I think that this is going to be something that's very creative, but also a money generating thing? Keep that, figure out what path you're on, right? And if you don't know if you want to make money, don't close it off. That's what I would say to that. Start from the path of this is creative and I just want to feel this out. That's so cool, right? And if you're like, I don't know if I want to make money or not, make sure that you're doing things that allow for that option, right? So don't close it off with the types of website planning you do or the types of designing and things like that. And then go through this and start to see what you like, what you don't like, what you need help on. Please don't be afraid to get help when you need help. Maybe you don't like picking and figuring out how to design your website. Maybe you want to work with someone on that. Maybe you need a little bit of help on creating the content and or creating the strategy for your own blog and or the pitching piece, right? There's so many different pieces of this puzzle. If you need help, guys, you can't be afraid to ask for it, right? So I'm a resource. Holler at me. Natasha at dressingroom8.com is my email address. But if you go to the website, dressingroom8.com, you'll totally be able to contact me. I'm happy to serve you guys. I'm happy to give you this content through StyleForIt, right? And please, I encourage you, my curvy ladies, if you are between sizes 12 and 32, y'all got clothing in the closet you are not wearing. Come on now. It's holiday time. Start making money. Start selling. Create your account. Create your shop. Sell, sell, sell. Get some money in your pockets. And also, if you're looking to pick up a cute couple of things because you're like, listen, I gotta look cute for Christmas. Gotta look cute for New Year's. Go on and start buying. I bought several things. I just bought something from Faith, this gorgeous skirt. So I can't wait to rock that this holiday season. So with that, I think you have everything you need, really. Like, you're ready to fly, my birds. You can go and be happy and successful in this fashion blogging world. And if you have follow-up questions, please don't be afraid to put them in here. If you're watching this, you decide to rewatch it and you're like, woo, she gave me a lot. that's totally fine. But again, visit me, feel free to ask questions, but I encourage you to do this, have fun, live it, right? Just really immerse yourself and have fun with it and get strategic about it, right? There's so many opportunities that can come from this, but you got to work that system the right way. All right. So I had fun. Thank you for tuning in. I really appreciate it. Share this video with anyone you think would benefit from it, and stay tuned here on facebook.com/StyleForIt, the StyleForIt Facebook page, to see when our next live will be. And I look forward to hearing from you. If you want specific content that you're like, wait, talk to me about this, you got to put that in the comment section. You got to write and share that with StyleForIt so that they know and that I know. All right. So I'll talk to you soon. Enjoy the rest of your day. Bye.